Much for joining me, everybody. Today I've got a gentleman who can only be described as a legend of cricket. He played 60 tests for his country, played 102 ODIs. His nickname is Whispering Death, and everybody knows him. Commentator, former commentator, unfortunately, author, and as I say, legend, the one, the only, Michael Holding. Mikey, a very warm welcome to you.
Thank you very much, Saj. Thanks for having me.
You're looking well, Mikey.
Well, no stresses at the moment, Saj. So, I think that is the reason why I'm looking well, if you say I am. Thank you.
Mikey, you walked away from the commentary box into the sunset and you broke a lot of hearts by not commentating. Are we going to see a comeback, Mikey?
Saj, in life, you have got to keep going forward. You don't forget the past, but you have to keep going forward. There is no way there's going to be a comeback as far as me and commentary is concerned. I've been approached to work on the World Cup, the 50-over World Cup coming up in October. But that won't be commentary. I think that is going to be more studio work than anything else. I think that's going to be with ESPN. But actual commentary, no, you won't see any of that anymore.
Mikey, you seem to be enjoying yourself in the commentary box, but was it a case of you'd had enough?
No, I enjoyed the time I had in the commentary box. I enjoyed the people I work with. I worked with some great people at Sky. I worked with some great people in South Africa at SuperSport. The opportunities that I got to work in Australia with Channel 9, I love that. I worked in the Caribbean under the flagship of TWI with so many different people. I enjoyed all of it, Saj, but nothing lasts forever. I enjoyed my cricket playing career as well. When I retired, everyone was saying, oh, you're retiring too early. You can't retire at 33. No, at some point, that it's time to walk away. And you walk away, you don't linger.
Mikey, what are you up to these days, apart from just chilling out, relaxing with the family? What else are you up to these days?
Not a lot, Saj. I've been asked on quite a few occasions to speak under different umbrellas, whether it's about leadership, whether it's about the book that I wrote, whether it's about racism. And I've been doing quite a bit of that, especially in October and February, which are the 2 months that have been assigned in different parts of the world as Black History Month. Not that I agree with having a Black History Month, but it's better than nothing, because it doesn't seem as if people are willing to put Black history as part of a curriculum in any school, not even in the Caribbean, not even so much in African schools. So I'll take what I get. I'll try and spread the word in the limited opportunities that I get. And I've spoken to schools. Most of it, not most, almost all of it has been done on Zoom, because I'm not really doing much traveling these days. But, that is pretty much what takes up my time.
Mikey, you mentioned the book. I've got a copy here for those of you who've not seen it already. I'm sure most people will have seen it in the bookshops, and I do really recommend it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm interviewing Michael Holding, but I found it a fascinating read. So it's highly recommended. Mikey, you seem to put your heart into this book. And are we going to expect any more books from yourself after this one?
Unlikely. That topic in that book, I can't expand on what I've already written in the book. I have gone into all sorts of aspects of racism and how to make things better in that book. I can't expand on that. The only thing I could expand on is to put more examples of the ill treatment of people of color around the world. But what's the point? That is history. We want to look forward now. We want to find ways of making things better. But as I said, it doesn't seem as if the people in hierarchy, in governments, for instance, want to go into schools and change curriculums. I know that some schools, I've been told this by head teachers, that some schools are looking at changing the history curriculum, for instance, to teach more relevant history and to teach more truth than half-truths, and not just teach what suits one set of people. That I know. But I don't see any steps being taken by governments to make it official in schools that you need to spread the curriculum and to teach everything so that all people are included.
Mikey, you mentioned the word racism, and unfortunately, this is sort of the main discussion for today. The ICEC report came out. I mean, I don't know if you've had a chance to read all of it yet or not. It's 300 plus pages, but you've obviously seen a lot of it mentioned in the news in the last day or two. What are your thoughts about the report?
Well, I haven't read all 317 pages, and I think there are 200 other pages to supplement that. So I haven't read anywhere near all of it. But I was briefed on what was coming out before it actually came out, because Cindy Butts had spoken to me probably 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago, when she was asked to do this report. So she had spoken to me about it, and because she had spoken to me about it, and I had pointed her in certain directions, she made sure that I knew what was basically in the report before it came out. So I am well aware of it. I know the recommendations. I think there are 44 recommendations. What I'm happy to see is that the ECB, having asked for the report, having, I presume, paid for the report and commissioned the report, have taken it on board and said, yes, they recognize that they have work to do and they intend to do that work. Let us see what happens going forward, Chad. Let us see if they actually do that work, because there's a lot in that report. There's a lot of work to be done. Some of it is, you could almost say, an easy fix. Nothing is ever easy, but it's a lot easier than other parts of it. And I'm hoping that they'll get and tackle those easy fixes early. Long-term projects are long-term projects. Not everything can be solved immediately, but let's solve the easier ones quickly.
I just want to quote Cindy Butts. Culture in cricket is rotten. That's very damning, isn't it?
It is. And it has been so for a very long time. You know, before I even got to England for the very first time in 1976, I had been speaking to some of the West Indians who played county cricket, and they told me some of their stories. And then after going to England on so many occasions and meeting up with so many other people, they kept on giving me their stories. I personally, Saj, never experienced any racism at Derbyshire, at Lancashire, playing test cricket for the West Indies from cricketers. You hear people in the stands, you hear people on the street say things. You'll go into a hotel and somebody may pass a remark, but I never experienced it from any of the players that I played with. But at the same time, some of the guys that I know in the UK, when I say that, they say to me, Mikey, I know that, I can understand that. And I can tell you why you never experienced it. And I say, why? They say, because you were established. When you came into county cricket, you were a test cricketer. Everybody knew your name. They would never try that with you. But people like us who are not established and they think that they cow us, they think that they can abuse us and get away with it, they will do it to us. So yes, I didn't witness it because we had so many black guys at Derbyshire. I never witnessed it at any point, but I have to take the word for it.
You think it's a case of a few bad apples, Mikey, or is this a widespread problem?
It is a widespread problem, Sad, but at the same time, I would not condemn everyone who behaves in that racist manner or says racist things, because it's down to education. They have been brought up in a society that makes them think it is normal, it is accepted. They need to recognize that it is not accepted. It may be normal in their environment, but it is not accepted. And once they can recognize that, and once they can say to themselves, yes, I now understand why it's not accepted, let me try and change, I am happy to see that. Those, Saj, that do not want to change because they're comfortable with the status quo and it does not affect them, those people I don't want to have anything to do with. But not everyone who behaves in a racist manner or even passes a racist remark is a bad person. It's down to their upbringing, it's down to their socialization, it's down to their education. And we can change all that. You'll see the majority of them changing. I have had so many experiences with people that have come to me after reading my book and talking to me and have said, my attitude has totally changed. I would never ever think of myself as a racist, but I still had those thoughts in my mind. Something happened to me once with a black guy, and immediately it came to me, it had to be a black person. But now that they understand, their attitude has changed and their thought processes have changed, and that is what we need to do.
Again, I'm going to mention Azim Rafiq. We all know what he's been through and his allegations at Yorkshire, etc. He has said that English cricket is broken. So it's similar to what Cindy Butts was saying in terms of the culture. Do you think English cricket is broken?
No, it's not broken. It has its problems. You know, Saj, married people go through problems. That doesn't mean that they get a divorce immediately. It's something that you can work on and something that you can fix. And I'm absolutely sure English cricket is not broken to the point where it is irreparable. It can be fixed. A lot of people have played cricket in England, have enjoyed their experiences in England. I'm not just talking about only white folks. A lot of people of color have enjoyed playing cricket in England, whether it's with a county or touring on with their teams. So it is not broken. It is something that has problems, and those problems need to be tackled and sorted so that we can have a better game and a better world.
Mikey, a lot of people will say, look, these apologies, these statements, these, you know, coming on TV and apologizing and saying sorry for this, that, and the other. A lot of us have heard of all this before. Is there sincerity in these apologies, or are they just words for the sake of it?
Well, as I said before, Saj, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Let us see what happens going forward. Is it going to be another box ticked? Or is it going to be something that they say, yes, we need to work on this, let us get to work and sort it out and solve the problem? Only the future can tell us that.
Mikey, what needs to change? It's such a big question, but you know, what actually needs to change? What are the priorities? What does English cricket need to do to change?
Well, as you know, the report targets quite a few things. It's not just the racism in cricket that it has targeted. It has targeted the access to cricket by everyone. It has targeted the elitist situation in regards to cricket in some areas. It has targeted the sexist thing with cricket. So there are a lot of things that need to be tackled. Now, I can't find the solutions for all those problems. I can think of some things that need to be done. But as you know, Saj, my last few years has been dedicated to make this world a better place, not just cricket a better place. And that means getting people to understand that we are all the same. We are all human beings. We all deserve whatever credit that should be coming to us. Whatever we do wrong, yes, we must be blamed. But whatever we do right, let us credit those people as well, irrespective of who they are, irrespective of their skin color, irrespective of their race or their religion. And that is what I am hoping and working towards. Cricket is just a small part of the world. Cricket is one game played by not the entire world either. More people play football than cricket. But cricket needs to do its work, yes, but cricket is just a small part, and I'm hoping that we can look at the society and fix the society. People who play cricket, Saj, people who administer cricket, people who watch cricket, they all come from the society. If we fix the society, which is educating people, or I might even say re-educating people, because some of the education that I know I got, and a lot of people got, was totally incorrect. Some of it was straight out lies, some of it half truths. And we need to re-educate the people so that we can recognize that we are all one. We are all one human race. The prospect of race did not come into human being until about 500 years ago, Saj, and for a specific purpose. We need to recognize that purpose. We need to say we don't need this anymore. We are all one. Humans have been on earth for thousands of years. Why was it only just 500 years ago you hear them starting to talk about race and trying to categorize people into race for a specific purpose? We need to recognize that, and we need to change.
And finally, Mikey, looking ahead to the future, you know, you can look into a crystal ball and you don't know what the future holds, but are you optimistic that we won't be having these conversations in 2-3 years with other cricketers making allegations against various counties and clubs?
I don't think it will just stop like that, you know, Saj. But people have said this is a watershed moment. Let us hope that when people have problems now, they are not afraid, first of all, to open their mouth. And when they do open their mouth, people will recognize that they need to do something about it. That is what I'm hoping for. And if people continuously shut out people who want to have racist comments or have racist attitudes or do racist things, if they completely shut them out and sideline them and marginalize them, you'll have less and less occurrences. Because people will recognize, hey, this is no longer acceptable. If I want to be a part of this, I better behave myself. I better behave like a normal, decent human being. So I expect that it will get less and less. It's not going to get fixed overnight. You still have people have those thoughts in their minds, that one race is superior to another or one religion is superior to one. That is their such. But we need to make sure that those people who want to exhibit that sort of attitude, they are sidelined, they are marginalized, and they realize that attitude won't work.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. That is the wise words of the legend, Michael Holding. Mikey, many thanks for your time.
My pleasure, Sarge. Anytime.